Good morning, good morning. Stocks go up, stocks go down. The SPX, the NDX are doing nothing. They're doing nothing. They're manipulating this both ways. They're not taking it down. They're not taking it up. The news is so good, it's unbelievable. TNX just keeps going lower. It's under 4.2. And it's hilarious because they just think the Fed is going to do the wrong thing. And they always do the wrong thing. Okay? Look, inflation is going lower. I don't care what you think. When inflation was going up, I would tell you, inflation is just going up. I don't care what you think. You go look at prices, go look at eggs. What's happening is the companies that can, and there's a lot of them that can, the companies that can are gouging because they want to make more money. Now, let's talk a little bit about CEOs. So, because this is important. This is important. And I told the guy I was talking to the other day, I said, look, you guys are looking at this wrong. I said, you get me in touch with your CEO and I'll tell him. Okay? So here's something about CEOs. Most CEOs, this is not like 1980s, 1990s. If a CEO is 20 or 30 years old, he wants to make his money be done in 2 or 3 years. He's done. Go look at all the companies in 2000 and 2001. All those CEOs that started Broadcom, they started these companies. They made their money, they sold their stock, they're gone, they have their millions. That's it. It's that simple. People sit here and say, oh, no, these guys are good CEOs. You know, most of them are below average CEOs, but they know one thing. They know how to gouge, and they know they can gouge. Okay? Let me tell you, the CEO of Chipotle is the biggest gouger of them all. All he wants to do is make more money, which is okay, because that's their thing. But the guy when you bought a bowl, you got a tortilla. He went and started charging a quarter for that tortilla. Okay, how many bowls do they sell? 1 million bowls a day? Times 25 cents? Isn't that interesting? 250,000 a day on bowls? And he told everybody he's not raising prices. That's what they're doing. They all are doing this stuff if you can. Now, if you're a CEO, nothing wrong with that because you're judged by if you make more money and your earnings are good and they beat expectations. That's how you're judged. And then you get your stock, you make your money, you leave, and go live a wonderful life doing whatever you want to do. That's the American dream. Okay? It's not of, oh, I want to do the right thing and do this other stuff. Now, you should. But that's not what they do. Okay? They won't. I mean, I don't think you're ever going to see candy bars. Used to be 33 cents, 3 for $1. What was it, 2 years ago, they're 99 cents. Now they're $1.50, $1.80. Tom Thumb, which is like Whole Foods here, sells them for $1.99. A candy bar. And I talked to the manager. I always pull the managers over and say, oh, we sell thousands of them. Thousands of them. Extra 50 cents, extra 70 cents. This is what they do. And that's okay. Because that's what their goal is. Doesn't mean they're not scum, but it's okay. Right? So understand this. Okay? So that's what they're trying to do. Gouging. Now let's go to NVIDIA. 3 stores yesterday. Everything that they sell is sold out. If you go order these, you don't get them for 52 weeks. You don't get them for a year, and people are saying, oh my God, they don't have demand. You don't get them for a year. Then, there's something that came out yesterday that I read. I forget where it was. And it was hilarious to me. All these people telling you that they're building chips. Okay? Intel is building a chip. Microsoft is building a chip, and then I think it was Microsoft. This was funny. Microsoft is building an AI chip, and Barron's, who's God's gift to garbage reporting, I mean, maybe some of the dumbest people I've ever seen in my whole life, say, oh my God, Microsoft's building a chip. They're going to take business. And then you find out that Microsoft already built this chip. This is revision 2. This is 6 months later, they're going to the next version. Oh, nobody bought the first version. Isn't that interesting? Nobody's going to buy version 2. Nobody's going to buy version 3. Nobody's going to buy it at all. Now, they can go use their own. Okay, use their own. But if you're going to go train a large language model, and you're going to say, I want to be on this box, oh, this has Microsoft. Well, I don't want that box. You're charging me for this box anyway. Why would I be on that box? Interesting, right? And I've told you before, in tech, if you go develop an app that works on, say, iOS 5, I don't know what the iOS they're on, maybe 13, whatever it is, and you go test it and it works, doesn't mean it works on iOS 14. It may break. All your apps have to be retested every time. If you have a different processor, it doesn't mean that it works. Now, there are a lot of dumb CEOs. They're not like Sam. Sam says, it's most likely not going to work, you screwed something up. They're like, oh, most likely it's going to work. And then it goes down. And then it's not available for a day or a week. What do you think that PayPal and all these Stripe and all these people do when there's a new version? They freak out. Okay? I mean, look at Sam. Sam doesn't even upgrade his PC because he's like, oh, Fidelity may not work, or this may not connect, or I have a problem. Okay? So just understand that. That's technology. That's technology. Now, you may think technology is good, and because you may be a tester, you may be whatever you are, a developer or whatever, but it doesn't matter. I'm telling you reality, okay? So, NVIDIA is trying to break up now. Now, we had the 470s at 3. We sold them at, what, 4.5, 450. They're going to open at 7. They're going to open at 7. If this takes out 484, still 12 points away, 13 points. It's going to go to 500, and then it's going to go to 550. And it's going to go so fast, it's going to make your head spin. Okay? The news is that good on NVIDIA. That good. Now, does it take all the techs up and the NASDAQ up? Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. MDB. Stunning earnings, but they're doing the same thing they did to PanW. PanW said like bookings or something, whatever the hell this bookings number is. I don't even know what it is. I mean, is bookings like, oh my God, this guy bought something? To me, that's an order. It's not a booking. What the hell is a booking? Oh, it's an order that they didn't enter, they didn't pay. I don't know what the hell that is. I mean, these guys are just dumb. But the numbers are great, but the valuation is high. And people asked me at least 20 times yesterday, 20 plus times, because people aren't reading. They're not reading. Don't be lazy. I'm telling you, if you're lazy, you deserve to lose money. If I post something, somebody asks me Lily numbers, I give you numbers, and then you ask me Lily numbers 5 minutes later, that means you didn't read. That means you're lazy. Don't be lazy. SPX just popped. Okay? But MDB, I said it's too expensive. It's at $4.30. The 450s were $16. 16 times 3. Sam's 3X rule is 48. Add 48 to the strike price, and you're at 500. It had to go to 500 to break even, to just be a decent trade. Why would you pay $15? Who does that? Sam likes playing $1 and $2 options. The only one we really pay up on all the time is MicroStrategy. Outside of that, we really don't pay up on stuff. That's how you trade. You go slow. You buy low dollar things. You make money, and you roll up, and you take profits. And you roll up, and you roll up, and you roll up. That's it. And when it goes, it goes, it goes. Now, where does Bitcoin stop? I don't know. Why would it stop? But let me tell you something. There's a thing out there, and I can't remember the stock. If you guys remember, the stock that it wasn't a squeeze, is they were trying to corner the market. And it went to like 800, 900. It went like crazy. Okay? But let me tell you something. If the Qatar fund, and I don't know if they have enough money or anybody, but if somebody were to take all these Bitcoins, they buy them, and they put them into their wallet, their own wallet, and they take them off the market, they can take this price to 1,000, 100,000, 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, because there would be no demand. There wouldn't be demand. There would be no supply, and they could squeeze it. But the problem with that whole theory is the people that have it at $40 or 40,000 or 4,000, they would sell it. So you'd still get some sellers. But if nobody's sold and there's no supply, that takes it up. Doesn't mean it should be up. It doesn't mean it isn't worth $1. Just means that that's what the demand is. Okay? So just understand that. And I don't know where it's going, but I know that if the ETF is approved, this thing may jump 30,000 in a day. Now let's talk about coin. The difference between coin and MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy owns 173,000 Bitcoin. Okay, you times it by the price and you get the market cap. Now, and then they give you premium over the market cap. If Bitcoin goes to 500,000, what does coin make? Coin makes a little bit more because they're going to charge higher commissions. They don't make money and like MicroStrategy. They're not even in the same ballgame. If Bitcoin goes to 500,000, MicroStrategy is at 5,000. Coin is not 10x. You'll be lucky to get 2x out of it. Two different things. Okay? Interesting. So that's what we know. Microsoft came out yesterday and said they're going to adjust prices. And I talked to a fund guy, and he told me, he goes, Sam, has Microsoft ever lowered prices? Isn't that funny? But they didn't specifically say we're going to raise prices. Isn't that interesting? SMCI. If NVIDIA is selling chips, SMCI is making chips. And why did Lam Research go down yesterday? No idea. These are opportunities. And you wait, and then you buy, and you wait, and you wait. And then we see. But these people are getting destroyed. They're getting massacred. Why doesn't somebody go ask Mike Wilson and Morgan Stanley, or why don't they go ask the CEO? Your number one analyst is negative. Do you follow him? And are you losing money and you didn't make money all year long on your funds? What's he going to say? He's going to say, oh, no, we don't follow our own analysts. We follow somebody else. We follow Sam. Really? I tell you, reporting has got to the point where it's not real. I know some reporters that used to work for the Cowboys and they work for the Rangers and stuff right here in Texas. And they would tell me, Sam, you can't ask the right question. Because if you do, they'll kick you out of the locker room and they'll never talk to you again. You go ask Steph Curry, say, hey, you're a 4 for 10 today and you lost the game. He'll go to the management and said, don't let them in the locker room anymore. Your reporting career is over. So that's what the world has gotten to. Nobody asks the right question. So you don't get the right answer. Next week when Powell talks, all they need to do is say, hey, are you going to raise rates or are you going to lower rates? None of this walk around stuff. I want a real answer. And why are you going to raise rates? And are you just talking it up when you're not going to raise rates? Are you lying? If you do that, you don't get to go to the conference anymore. Your career's over. What happened to that guy that told Trump something, whatever it was, and Trump didn't kick him out? I'd have kicked him out. So I understand that. You got to look at it from both sides. I can understand asking the right question, but you got to look at it from the other side too. And that's why Sam's better. Okay, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. 12-6. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Starting to head back up. You're up 15 on the SPX. That puts it at, let's go 20. This is how you do swag math. You add 20 really fast. You get 45.87, subtract 5, 45.82. That's how you do math. And you get numbers really fast. Okay? So 45.91, 40 to 5.92, 46.09 accelerator. Then we see 46.31 is a hard number. Okay? Downside, can't even get through 45.31. Avago. Can this get to 940 today or tomorrow? Then we see if 1,000 comes. We'll probably roll down somewhere in there. NVIDIA, 472, 484, big number. 484 is a really, really big number. Adobe, 609, 622. Lam Research, 526. Lilly, 596, 603. Uber. Told you, Uber's going to sit here because they're going to get added, and everybody and their mother has to add it, but they have to add it next week. Okay? They don't have to add it this week. Okay? MDB. Exactly like PanW was down 25. Zscaler was down 20. CrowdStrike was down 2. 2 days later, they're all up, which would imply MDB is at 450 next week. Now, if he wants to sell me the 450s at 1, I'm in for next week. If he wants to sell me them at 8, you know where he can go. Snowman, 191, 193. Any close over 193 accelerates. MicroStrategy, all about this 44,000. And let me tell you, I just get this inkling they're going to take this sucker to 50,000 really fast. And then we see UPST, 3639. NASDAQ, 16,100, big number. Alta, 488. BKNG, 3,200. Delta reaffirmed guidance today. So that's a good thing. That's telling you people are still traveling. Coin, 147 up, 131 down. SMCI, yesterday hit 269, dropped 6. So if it trades at 272, has a chance to really start. Microsoft, 376. NOW, 697. CRM, yesterday was our teller. It's the same thing today. If this gets to 256, NASDAQ should be up 150. Then we see. Nobody's saying it's getting there. Tesla, again, trying again. 244, 253 beast. Interesting. Comments, questions? That's what we know. Nope, that's what we got. Everybody have a great 10 days. See you in chat.